phone. Dad's phone will have a dead battery.
No doubt.
And Julie will be on the phone with Jill, Devin, Melissa, Karen, and Bruce.
Well, this is great. I am so glad that we don't have a plan.
I know.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. A public service announcement brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Pull up a chair at the Brooklyn Cafe with Dawn and Freddie S. Weekdays at 1 p.m. WNN. Now you can get Talk 1470 WNN on 95.3 FM too. Loud and clear, Health and Wealth Radio, WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Are you ready? It is your time to take a few moments from your busy day to unwind, be inspired, and listen to the psychic insights of your host, empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author. Off air, be sure to connect with Halley at HalleyElise.com. And now, the Halley Elise Show.
Welcome. If you didn't connect with me earlier today, hopefully you were here this evening. And if you're wondering, what? It's funny. I advertise quite a bit in social media to let everybody know that, at least for the moment, I'm on twice a day on Tuesdays in the morning. Well, I should say afternoon. My morning. A lot of people, it's afternoon. But at noontime, I'm on Blog Talk, which is a web-based radio station. And then I'm here at WNN 95.3 FM and 1470 AM in the evening. But it's interesting that I hear from people and they say, oh, when are you on? And I wonder, what is it that I'm missing? So as I'm saying this, if you are someone who is just hearing for the first time that I'm in two places, let me know. I'd love to know what it is that you look at as far as social media, and perhaps I'm not looking in the right place. I'm not connected with Instagram, and that may have something to do with it. I know there's a big buzz around that, though I am connected with Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter, and of course my own email list. I'm just curious to know what everybody is looking at these days. It might give me a better idea as to who to share with or who to share more with. I want to let everyone know, too, before we dive in this evening about next week. I've been talking about different events that are coming up. It's amazing how quickly time has gone. I swear I was saying 3 weeks out, a month out. It's next week on Tuesdays. For at least 7 weeks, we're doing an event over at Holistic Organic Wellness, and that event is mindfulness, spirituality, and empowerment. Now, we begin at 6 p.m. next Tuesday evening, and yes, believe it or not, I will be here at the radio station at 9 because we finish there at 8. Gives me plenty of time to get to where I need to be. Though I've been talking about how Holistic Organic Wellness and not giving you folks the address other than letting you know that it's on 32nd Federal, I thought, let me give you the exact address. It might be helpful. The address is 3200 North Federal Highway, and they are in Suite 124, which is in the back part of the plaza. If you come in and you're going, well, I see the coffee shop, and let's see, there's a puppy shop, which is a little further down. Where is this place? Actually, you go through the breezeway and you find them. And if you'd like to get a ticket in advance, that's easy enough to do. If you want to do it when you're there, you can do it as long as we have seats available. Okay. I thought also I'd give you, if I can actually pull this up on my phone. I'm cheating tonight. Usually I remember these things. I'll be very candid. Was out with a pal earlier and we had a little wine. So memory, it's good, but all the specifics perhaps not as acute as they should be. Anyways, the second week, is it? Yes, I believe the second week we'll be doing Understanding Energy. The third week, we'll be working on energetic protection, which a lot of people really could make use of versus just the idea of, oh, I'm going to just kind of go along my merry way. And it's not that I believe in tapping into negative thoughts or negative fields, but the truth of the matter is, in the world that we live in, a lot of times people are not in their perfect space. And it's nice to know that you can kind of create a little barrier between you and them. The following week, we'll do the root chakra from the root chakra up to the heart. We're going to take the chakras, the energy centers, in 2 separate weeks so that you get a full breadth and depth of the event. And I'm just going to the page to see if there's anything else I can share with you. And it's funny, it's going to different pages. Okay, so if you want exact dates, because I know I'm running through this very quickly, next Tuesday is the 3rd. And that evening, we're going to work on spirituality. What is it? How do you relate to it? Is there a distinction between spirituality and religion? Because a lot of folks think they're the same thing, and they're not. Excuse me. My grandmother used to say, sneeze on the truth. So I guess that's what I was doing. They are not necessarily mutually exclusive, and we'll have an opportunity to discuss that a bit more at length. The program itself covers different topics that all work together throughout the 7-week period, and you will find that it's an opportunity to gain information. It is also a wonderful opportunity to de-stress and motivate, as well as get grounded and really centered, because we'll be doing some energy exercises and some meditation as well. To run through real quick, as I said, first week is spirituality, second week is understanding energy, third week is energetic protection, as I mentioned. The following week, which is actually April 24th, is root to heart chakra, then from heart to crown, which is on May 1st. And then we have on May 8th, the do's and don'ts of manifestation. This is a good one because a lot of folks say, I've done everything right. I have followed the secret. I think about it. I focus on it, and I'm still waiting. What the heck? If you're having any problems with manifestation, you may want to join us for this one. And then our last one at that 7th week is May 15th, and it's mindfulness and making a difference with consciousness. It'll be a lot of fun, honestly. We always have lots of different people who come out, and what's really lovely is when you have people that are somewhat like-minded, and I say somewhat because everybody has a slightly different view, coming together to enjoy each other's company, as well as to learn, to share, to grow. And of course, everyone will have an opportunity to share their viewpoint. It's not just lecturing. If you've attended any of my events, you know they're definitely very interactive. They are very experiential. I don't just stand and lecture and expect you to nod your head. Because personally, I don't like when I go to those types of programs. They tend to put me to sleep. Expect to be a part of what's going on. The following night, which is Wednesday, we have the Psychic Gallery. That's back for the first time in 2018. Now, a lot of seats have already sold. I may have a cutoff if it looks like we're going to be too crowded. I would like to suggest that you go ahead and take a look at HalleyElise.com. And this way you have an opportunity to get your ticket for the Psychic Gallery. And I'm sharing, this is not on the website, so do remember that if you purchase one ticket, you are welcome to bring a second person with you at no charge. If you have somebody that normally you'd say, oh, well, I don't know if they want to spend the money, you can be the big guy and say, hey, I got you a seat. It's kind of a fun thing. And if you're going, okay, Psychic Gallery, I've heard you mention it, but what is that again? It is an opportunity to experience psychic phenomena, to play with energy a little bit, to enliven your world by activating your own intuitive abilities. And it's a lot of fun. Everyone always has some laughter. Everyone leaves in a great mood. And I also give a little mini reading for everyone in the audience, or at least that has been what I have done up to this point. Again, if there are too many people, I will do my best to get to as many as I can. And this is what I'm saying too. Get your seat. It usually makes things a little easier versus somebody coming in at the last moment. All right, I think I covered the next two things that are important. Oh, this is kind of important. My producer just told me that we may be making a change as far as the day and time for the Halley Elise show. And for those of you who have been following me are going, what, again? Sometimes you just want to find the right fit. It's kind of the idea of you put something on, you try it, you see how it feels, and sometimes it's, wow, this is really comfortable. Other times, it's maybe we need to tweak a little, we need to adjust a little. That being said, if we make a change, I definitely will let you know on air as well as off air. And again, if you need to know something, you can check out my website or touch base with me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on Twitter. On Twitter, because it's a little different, you might want to look up Psychic Halley E. I don't know if you looked up Halley Elise, if that would come up as well. I should check that some point. But Psychic Halley E will get you to me, to my page. On LinkedIn, it is Halley Elise, or it could be Empowerment Psychic Halley Elise, but I do know if you type in Halley Elise, you'll find me. And then, of course, on Facebook, there's multiple pages. You have the profile page, which is Halley Elise. Then you have the Psychic Gallery, and it is actually the Psychic Gallery. If you type in just Psychic Gallery, you'll get psychic galleries in different locations. Most of them seem to show up out of state. And then we also, of course, have the Halley Elise radio show. Ta-da! We're covered, I think. But as I said, as I began, if you know of a social media venue that I'm not taking part in that seems to be important, reach out to me, let me know. You can always also send me a text. I'm pretty good at responding within 24 hours. Sometimes it's a little bit longer if things are really crazy, but I do my best. As far as phone calls, within 48 hours, because it's sometimes easier just to send a quick little text than it is to get on the phone for an extended conversation. But I will give you the phone number, and that is 561-755-2166. That is the business number. Once again, that's 561-755-2166. And the number here this evening, because I know that can get very confusing. Sometimes I give out the office number and people think it's the number here at the station. That's a little different. That's 888-565-1470. I'll give that one more time here at WNN. It's 888-565-1470. I had to think about that for a moment. Okay, I think we got all the stuff out of the way. I want to share something with you. Earlier today on the other show, I was talking about the fact that oftentimes things go awry and we have no control over it. And what do? Do we get angry? Do we get depressed? Do we hold on to it and let it ruin our day or a week or a month? Or do we have the capacity to release it? The truth is, we always have the capacity to release it. It's simply a matter of training our consciousness to respond differently. A lot of people have heard the old study that had to do with if you input something into your consciousness, into your mind for at least 21 days, that it changes things. New research has shown it can take anywhere from 21 days up to a year, though the average is about 90 days. That's always changing as we explore the mind and understand it better. The point is, when you start feeding your mind with information that is relevant and germane to a change, it listens. Your subconsciousness has the ability to retain everything that you have ever seen, anything you have ever heard, everything that you have ever experienced, separate from your mind. Think of your mind as your higher consciousness, that aspect of you that encompasses the mind, the everyday consciousness, the soul, all kind of mixed together. They're all listening. The difference is your daily consciousness really is about daily activity, is about feelings, ego. It's wrapped up together. This is why when someone goes for hypnosis, they take you into a deeper state of consciousness. And it's funny, we use the word deeper, but it's actually higher, which is kind of a contradiction, a little oxymoron there. When you go into that higher state or that deeper conscious state, you are actually allowing yourself to get rid of that barrier, that, if you will, censorship that takes place during your normal everyday waking hours. You make that pivot. When you do that, that higher consciousness says, oh, is that what you wanted? I can get that. This is why when someone works with hypnosis for a myriad of reasons, whether it's smoking cessation, whether it's weight loss, whether it's to sleep better, whether it's to release an old love, agoraphobia, or if it's simply just because you want to be more focused on work. When you go through that hypnotic state, it's a quicker connection to that higher consciousness, to hitting all the levels. And what this simply means is if you do nothing else but repeat a change that you want. I'll give an example. If, for instance, when you are taking your children to school, they're late. They don't get out of bed. They don't get dressed. You're running her crazy because you want to get to work and you just don't even know what to do with them at this point. That part of you that holds on to that, oh my gosh, they do it every single day. I'm so aggravated. I'm going to be late again. I'm walking into work and I'm stressed. That aspect is more of daily consciousness. That aspect, again, has to do with ego, self, has to do with that emotion that just seems to come up. When you remove that little barrier that I was just speaking about, which is through the state of hypnosis and as well through states of meditation, there is none of that, oh, I have to work on this for 21 days, for 45 days, for 90 days. It's, oh, I get the directive. This is what I need to do. It's a quicker way to get there. And the reason I share this is if there is something pivotal that you want to make a change with, you may want to entertain hypnosis. It's great for stress management as well as so many other things in our life. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back. If you'd like to call in for a reading, please do so at 888-565-1470. Thank you. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com.
You have been listening to empowerment psychic Halley Elise, a top 100 psychic. She is your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. Your guide to peace and wisdom. For a private appointment off air, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show with empowerment psychic Halley Elise.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us this evening, let me just reiterate that next Tuesday, which is the 3rd of April, several of us will be at HOW, which is Holistic Organic Wellness. We're starting a new program that has to do with spirituality, empowerment, working with consciousness and your intuition. If you'd like to join us, definitely get in touch with Holistic Organic Wellness or reach out to me on Facebook or via the business phone, which is 561-755-2166. And the following night, which is Wednesday the 4th, we'll be having the Psychic Gallery at my office in the beautiful atrium. That's at 7:30 p.m. Information for that can be found at HalleyElise.com. And I will again say that it doesn't state it on the site or anywhere that you make the purchase, but I'm letting you know that if you purchase a ticket, you can bring a loved one along with you at no extra charge. All right. I believe we have a caller on the line. Kelly? Hello?
Yes.
How are you?
Hello, Halley. I'm great. I listened to your show earlier today.
You did.
It was terrific.
Thank you.
And yes, I did call you last week in regard to that relationship that I sit on the sidelines and sometimes am an active participant.
I like that, active participant.
Why I'm calling is because you were so right on in the timing. When you told me in December, it's going to take 2.5 to 3 months because something's going to go on with this man, and he will reach out to you. And he did. And it was like so incredible how I went through 72 days without even thinking, like, oh, it's no problem. He's going to get in touch with me.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
And yes, it really is awesome. So now I need you to put your psychic abilities to the test.
Okay.
And yes, I did see him, what was it, March 18th.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, he's going to be in Florida for approximately another month, and then he will go up north until...
So the question is, will you see him before he goes back up north, before he comes back down again?
Right. And do you have any reading on... I mean, he's not like...
Okay, let me kind of interject here, because I know we have another caller, and I'm going to attempt to get to her on the line before we end this evening, because, the new show is a half hour versus an hour. Then again, that might change again. But the impression here is, if you want to see him before he leaves, he will be open to it, but you have to go to him. And to me, that means wherever his place of business is, around the horses, at something outside, I just get the sense that he'll be open to it, but it's more a matter of you going out to see him.
Okay.
A little different than, let's say, a date. And then I get him, I'll say, around end of August, beginning September, coming back into the picture.
Okay. And is there any, sometimes this is such a long-term thing. Is there any, like, upside, downside, reading, move on, let go, stay?
Okay. In this particular moment, I actually feel as if he's moving closer to you instead of further away, even though he has to leave town for business.
Right.
I get heart being in a different place than it was. The best way that I can explain this is, it almost feels to me the same as when somebody has grieved a loved one who they've loved for a long time, and they've buried that person, and they have to take time to redirect. They can spend time with people that aren't as important. They can even perhaps have relations with these other folks, but not have a connection. And then there's one individual who stands out, and they're almost afraid to be involved with that other individual, because what if things don't go right? And I feel like that kind of encompasses where he's at. And I feel like he's just on the precipice here of moving out from that space.
Right. You're right on. I was wondering, and I was like, yes, he's afraid because he's been burnt really bad.
Hang in there a little bit longer, really and truly. I feel like the fall is going to be a very different relationship for you and him. All right, my friend?
You are terrific, Halley.
Oh, thank you.
You just keep on reading, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Have a great night.
Caller have their whole thing solved. So thank you so much.
You're welcome,
have a good
honey.
evening.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, I believe we have another caller on the line. Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. This sounds like a familiar voice.
It's been quite a while back.
Okay. Did you have a specific question today?
Yes. I've got a lawsuit. I had an accident a little bit over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the attorney said they haven't made any kind of offer. My attorney, keeps mentioning these, injections and stuff like that, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Can I share with you why the attorney is mentioning the injections? They want you to have the injection to show that you're really hurt, which is really crazy because your discomfort is legitimate. But because you are trying to heal it and take care of it in a less invasive way, The attorneys on the other side and the insurance and all of those lovely individuals are going, it can't be hurt too bad because he hasn't really gone that extra length. I'm going to just make a little suggestion because I've actually experienced something similar where I had, and try to do this quickly, years back, I had been in 4 accidents in a very short period of time, a year and a half. I had 4 people hit me. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. Meanwhile, fast forward 15, 20 years later, I'm great. Everything's fine, thankfully, other than the occasional twinge. And this woman slams into me when I'm at a red light. And all of a sudden, the things that hadn't hurt in years were very painful.
They're bad.
I was like you. I didn't want to go and do the needles. The whole idea of that was disturbing. The idea of, having to do more than what I'm comfortable with. But it got to a point where I thought, okay, if I do one, maybe it'll make me feel better. And maybe it'll show these people that I really am not comfortable. And that's exactly what happened. I did one, and thankfully it was like a miracle. It's really amazing how when you're not in pain, you go, wow, is this what it feels like? You forget. And I don't mean to be facetious, but when you're constantly nursing pain and you think, oh, it's not too bad, I can handle it, and then it stops, it's a whole different sensation. I mean, really and truly. All I can do is share from my experience in respect to the pain level. It was such an amazing change that I would say to anybody, this is obviously not psychic, this is just my feeling about it. It would be worth trying at least once. As far as psychically, I can tell you, your attorney is pushing because the attorney feels that it makes your case more legitimate and that they could get you more money if this is done.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
The best I can say really and truly is there is some money coming in. I don't get it being a fortune. I feel like, though, it could be a bit more if you went and at least had one of the injections. And again, just kind of think in terms of comfort-wise, you would be surprised at the difference. Did that answer your question, my friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
All right. You too. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye-bye. And did the other caller stay on the line? Yes. All right. Hi. How are you?
Haley?
This is Halley, yes.
It's Jeannie. Hi. I always call last minute, so I didn't know if you were going to pick up. It's okay.
Yeah, my producer might cut you off, so I'll just let you know in advance if all of a sudden it goes. I just got the finger. We have 1 minute. Real quick, what's your question, honey?
I just wanted to ask if you saw anybody from my past coming back into my life in the near future.
We're in March. We're almost in April, May, June, July. May, June, July. I'm going to say within 3 months. The one person in particular, I feel like that you used to see at the gym, you're going to see their face again. But I feel like there's another person that's actually further back that's going to come back into the picture. So you have 2 people that are going to show up in your world. I'm going to put this out there, and obviously it's up to you to make the best decision for yourself. The overall feel, though, is neither one of these gents is really the right fit for you.
I know.
Okay, so just keep that in mind. Know. All right, honey, but you do have 2 coming back into the picture. So if you want to enjoy for a minute, you can. All right. Thanks so much for calling in.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's amazing how quick a half hour goes. We've got to get back on the hour schedule, I think. I don't know what to do with myself for a half hour. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at the office. It's 561-755-2166 or Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Who did I miss? Oh, my website. And that is HalleyElise.com. HalleyElise. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you next time.
Remember to tune in every Tuesday on WNN at 9 p.m. for more peace, inspiration, and psychic phenomena with empowerment psychic Halley Elise, Top 100 Psychic.